Guys, welcome back to my channel, and now I will answer the packet tracer in chapter 1 network representation. So these are the objectives. The network model in this activity incorporate these are the objectives. The network model in this activity incorporate many of the technologies that you will master in your CCNA studies. It represents a simplified version of how a small to medium business a network might look. Feel free to explore the network on your own. When you are ready, proceed through the following steps and answer the questions. So these are the step 1. Identify the components of network. The step 1 is centered in packet tracer. Letter A. The control bar at the bottom left hand corner has various categories of networking components. You should see categories that corresponds to intermediary devices and media. The connections category with the lightning bolt icon represents the network media supported by packet tracer. There is also an devices category and two categories specific to packet tracer, custom-made devices and multi-user connection. Yes. So list the intermediate devices categories. Network devices, routers, switches, tabs, router, switches, hubs, security, um, wireless devices, and emulation. Here the switches and hubs of trees and so on. For the end devices, we have smart city, industrial, power grind, components, actuators, sensors in the lightning bolt icon, the connection, different kind of console, other and media connection, structured activity, miscellaneous, and multi-user connections. Letter C, without the entering in the internet cloud or correct present endpoint devices, only one connection leading to them. Without icons. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and central 7, 8, 9. So so we have 15 15 endpoint devices. So for the next question, letter D, without counting the two clouds, how many icons in the topology represents in devices? So we have home office 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 intermediary devices in in the routers. So in letter E, how many end devices are not desktop computers? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 7 not desktop computers. We have a we have 8 end devices are not desktop computers. In letter F, how many different types of media connections are used in network topology? So we have wireless one, the other connections, and we have four media connections. Now we're going to proceed to step to explain the purpose of the devices. So in letter A, in packet tracer, only the server PT can act as a server. Or desktop or laptop PCs cannot act as a server. Based on your studies so far, explain the client server model. So client server model, it can add some client like server. So it can be both or so it enable to so on to the so letter B lists all two functions at intermediary devices. So internet can connect to the network. Letter C lists at least two criteria for choosing network media type. Um, the first one is the amount of data, and the speed. The second one is the cost of medium and its installation. Step 3, compare and contrast LANs and WANs. Letter A, explain the difference between a LAN and WAN. Give example of each. So I'm going to give some example in LAN. The example of home office and school office, and one is from internet in. So the difference between LAN and WAN, the LAN is group of computer and the WAN is and a WAN, LAN is from the same building and group of people like that, and WAN is limited to and depend on how size of to the public. Step 3 B, letter B, in the packet tracer network, how many ones do you see? How many ones what I see in this packet tracer? We have the how many one? We have the one internet and the internet. We have two. We have two ones. Letter C. How many LANs do you see? We have home office, central, and branch. That's the three LANs what I see. Letter D. The internet in this packet tracer is oversimplified and does not represent and form reflect this friend. The internet is a that global network that connected millions of computers, PC, mobile phones like that. That's the internet. Letter E. Letter E. What are some of the common ways a home user connects to the internet? Most common ways home user connects to the internet. Cable, DLS, cellular, and the last one is satellite. Letter F. What are some common methods that businesses use to connect to the internet in your area? So, I what are some? inter area. For this um challenge, that's all for the packet tracer entitled the
Tayo mo ng chapter 2. Para kaya po na lahat yung tira.
so that's all. Thank you for watching my video.